Hey there, I'm Elise Archer, personal brand strategist and video lead generation expert. Today, I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips if you are looking to start a business podcast. And I have had a lot of fun over the past, I'd say 4 to 5 years, hosting 3 different podcasts, co-hosting some of them. One of them, I was very honored to be named one of the top business podcasts that entrepreneurs should listen to. So I've had some experience in this world. And I also, I'm working with a lot of clients who are looking to launch a new podcast. And so I thought I would just share some of the top things that I think are most helpful if you are starting from the ground up. And the first thing is really being clear on beginning with the end in mind. What is the podcast designed to do for you? A lot of people think that a podcast is going to be a revenue stream for their business. And just realistically, until you're in like the top, I'd say 10% of all podcasts out there, and more realistically, like the top 1%, you're not going to make decent money off of ads and sponsors. You may make a little bit here or there, but you've got to have a decent, you've got to have a pretty huge audience to be making money off of ads and affiliates and sponsors. So what I would think about is, how are you going to leverage the podcast to generate opportunities for your business? And one of the easiest things you can do is just you be the sponsor of your podcast. So you should be having an ad in your podcast for your own business. If you listen to mine, my current one is called Instant Impact with Elise Archer. You'll notice that I've got an ad in the middle that just offers a free strategy call. And you can do it as simple as that. But I'll tell you, producing a podcast every week or however often you're going to do it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. And if you are not using it as a lead generation tool for your business, you are missing out. Unless you are someone who it's like you've made all the money you need to make. You don't need to grow your business, in which case, don't worry about it. But I know for most of us, we are still wanting to grow our business. The second thing that I would think about is just in terms of having guests or not having guests. For me, I do a mix. I have some solo episodes because I think if you are let's say that you're the face of your business, I think it can be really helpful for people to get to learn from you. And I have some clients, like coaches and consultants in particular, where they only do solo episodes because they just want to be known as the thought leader on that platform. And that totally works. However, if you're going to have guests, and I have more guests than solo episodes, I personally, I would host a podcast, even if I got no business from it, just for the opportunity to connect with really cool people. And the way I think about it is each guest I have on, it's almost selfish in that I get like a personal coaching session from them, or I get my questions answered. So obviously you want to make it worth the while for your guests to come on. You want to be a great host. You want to have a platform that's going to help elevate their brand as well. But really be strategic about the guests you invite on. And I love inviting on people that I would love to get to know better, that I think could be great clients, or I'll even invite on my own clients. And that really helps them get in front of more people, and it helps me increase my credibility. So it's like a win-win on all fronts. And then I think the third thing to consider is, unless you're hosting a lifestyle podcast in which you're just going to talk about everything from the weather that day to your business, to your family, to relationships, if you're really looking to launch a strategic business podcast, you want to have a unique angle on what you're talking about. So this is where, before you launch your podcast, I think it's really important to be clear on what is your personal brand all about? What is your message about? What problem do you solve for people? What's your unique angle on solving that problem? And that way, anytime you're creating content and you're speaking, whether on your podcast or on something else, you want to kind of come at the content from the lens of your personal brand. So I personally don't do this, but one of the ways you can do it is you can have a debrief at the end of your show where you wrap up and you share like your top 3 biggest takeaways, what you learned from that guest. And that helps put you in a position of power. It helps share your unique angle. For me personally, I tend to do just more, I would say, guest interaction on the show, where I comment and I share my own thoughts and kind of my own unique perspective. But you really want to be forwarding the message that's already out there with your unique perspective. And that's why people are going to tune in. That's why they're going to listen, because you have something that's a little bit new and a little bit different to say. So with all of that, if you are looking to launch a podcast and you are looking for strategy and support, that is something that my team and I at Brand Builders Group love helping people with. And usually by the time our clients get to us, if they've already gone down the road of launching or trying to launch a podcast, they're like, there are all these steps that since I really want to do this well, I wish I had known ahead of time to do things in this order. So we always offer a free strategy call if you want to connect with one of my team members and just talk through what your goal is, what your mission is for your podcast, and kind of see what the roadmap would be. I'm more than happy to get you connected with one of my team members for that call. And you can just go to www.callelise.com, sign up for your free strategy call, and my team and I will be more than happy to help. So let me know in the comments below, what's your biggest takeaway? Do you want to launch a podcast? Have you launched one and seen that there are other things that were really critical to your success? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, and I will be back very soon with my next video for you. Bye for now.